Hello, this is Carlos, and this is my fourth video on YouTube. Uh, so lately, I've been talking about Aspergers, how to live with Aspergers in a society that is neurotypical, made for neurotypicals. Um, I want to talk today about another different topics. I want to talk about stereotypes that people have against people with Asperger's, and I'm going to talk about pros and cons of being Asperger's, and also I will talk a little bit more about societal problems we face, we Aspies share, and how we feel. First of all, I want to say that there's few stereotypes against Asperger's. I guess it's because the media and television portrayed us as for example, there's this show called The Big Bang Theory where Sheldon Cooper is a linear thinking Asperger's. He is very linear thinking, and his thought processes go from point A to point B, and he's very concerned with numbers and with data. So these kind of aspects have majors like computer programming, engineering, mathematicians, and also physics and other majors that have numbers. Yes, there's aspects like that, but also there are Aspergers that are the completely opposite, and these kind of Aspergers are abstract thinking Aspergers. We are more interested into humanities, philosophy, psychology. You know, we like to philosophize a lot about, well, in my case, I like to philosophize a lot about human nature, human soul, existence of God. Uh, we use a lot of philosophical terms like pantheism, Epicureanism, monotheism. So that's why many of us are into the humanities and social science field, psychology, and all that. So far, yes, that's one stereotype people has against Asperger's. Other stereotype is few bad terminology people use against us, like retards, like like weirdos. Some people see us as sociopaths. No, we're not sociopaths, dears. We are, many of us are really good caring people that care about others. And sometimes we just care too much and we get hurt a lot during the process. As an INFP, I am an IFP, and I know there's many Aspergers with this type of personality. I don't know why, but I have realized there is a lot of Aspergers with the INFP and INFJ types. I guess introversion, there's a lot of aspects that are introverts. And that's other stereotype. Many people think that all Aspergers are just a stereotype. People that don't talk. Not all of us are like that. There's also uh, extrovert aspies, which they can be a little bit annoying, I know. But we have to accept everybody. Anyway, so yes, we have a lot of stereotypes against us. We are often mistreated by these stereotypes. But in fact, these stereotypes are a product of a normal process in nature, which we tend to reject and demonize that is different from the typical. So yes, for example, I have many times been called retard, and that's because I don't think the same way in other people without Asperger's or neurotypicals. Well, let me tell you, if somebody call you retard, make that person feel a retard, or that person is a retard in fact. There is a lot of evidence during my life that people that don't accept other possibilities, there's people with the lowest IQ and the most always the most annoying people. So don't pay any attention to that people. Other people call us robots. That had happened to me a lot. Some people call me robot before, like Robocop, that I don't feel emotions, but yes, I do feel emotions. I actually an INFP. Many decisions I make are based on emotions, so I'm sometimes impulsive. Last night I fell in love with a girl. Was pretty intense, was pretty intense. Um, I make many stupid decisions, but that will be other history for other video. Okay, so like sorry, this happened to me a lot. Sometimes I get lost in my mind sometimes. So yes, don't feel bad because people call you a certain way. I know it hurts. I know people sometimes is ignorant and they say things because they think we don't feel emotions or we are weirdos. But don't pay attention to people. Just focus on your goals and your interests. I know sometimes we feel that we want to go live in nature, we want to live in a different world, but that sometimes has happened to me a lot. In my case, sometimes I've been so depressed by the way I've been treated by people that I want to go into a forest and live from the nature, make hydroponics, aquaponics, and grow my own food and make my own house and find a decent, loving girl and make my own family. Don't make my family go through living in society, but we have to accept that we live in the society, and the most realistic thing we can do is understand others. If they don't understand us, we have to understand them. I mean, we don't have to understand the way they think, but we can understand why that happened and why they think that way, right? So, yes, there's a lot of stereotypes that sometimes hurt us a lot. Now I want to talk about pros and cons of being aspergers. One of the pros of being aspergers is that we tend to be very smart people, we usually get out of trouble a lot. I guess we don't make much trouble with people because we are actually very quiet. Many of us are very quiet. Well, no, in my case, one time I can get very mad and very angry sometimes. That's one of the meltdowns we have sometimes. Let's say that is one of the pros is that we are very smart people, that we have very interesting ideas, I can say. We can be really loving people. We can be really detail oriented people. So sometimes that can be a con sometimes. So we can also, when we have a special interest, we want to learn everything about it. Like me, for example, I want to learn everything about philosophy. I want to learn everything about analytic psychology. I want to learn everything about Freud. I want to learn everything about social psychology. Now I have this new special interest, which is going to tackle them in a few years. I don't know. I've been thinking about grow my own vegetables and grow my own stuff. So I'm going to trying to learn hydroponics and all this stuff. I believe that we have to be good with environment. So I have a dream that I want to have my house with solar with a solar shell system. I want to have my own uh, aquaponics. Have a self-sustainable house for me. So that's one of the pros as Aspis has. We have many interests, and we can have one interest that really we put every hour all our energy into that. So for example, my main goal is analytic psychology, and I'm trying to learn everything about analytic psychology. Um, Also, one pro about being aspie is that we are free of bias. Many of us we can be more objective sometimes. When we don't like to judge people from prejudices, or bias. We tend to judge people, and we try to see their point from a different perspective. That also depends on the kind of personality you have. So sometimes I try to be a healer, be like a judge, be in the middle of both standpoints. So many of us, we can judge information with little or nothing or not bias. One cons about being nasty is hers being different. Sometimes many of us have rituals. I do have rituals like reading. I have to read at least every day. If I don't read every day, I get really upset. I have to wake up at 8 every day. I am very organized, I guess. I know that organized. I have to exercise myself every day. I have to run. That's my rituals, Play video games, yeah. I guess I have a little bit of nerd, but yes, I like play video games a lot. But I don't do that every day, so that's not a ritual. Well, my rituals are reading, running. I have to have things in order all the time. So yes, today my room is very disorganized. So I'll find after this video I will organize it. I also, I like to feel that in my environment is very safe. I'm very, I have to feel, I have to feel nice. I have to feel the best when I'm in my room. I have to feel that this is my, this is my room. This is my, I try to keep it the best I can. Everything has to be in order all the time. Right now it is not so, it's have not too much order. So order, that's one, let's say, ambivalent. You have an ambivalent connotation. Be have rituals can be good and can be bad sometimes. Sometimes we can be really obsessive. I can be obsessive with information sometimes. When I want to learn something, I have to learn something. So obsessions can be wrong. We tend to have irrational ideas, but that's because the way we are. We tend to, a lot of us want to succeed in everything in school, so some of us tend to get depressed when we don't. Well, that's not my case a lot. I guess that I try to do the best I can. I have decent grades. I guess I am not a 4.0 GPA people, but I have my GPA is 3.5, 3.6. So it's pretty good. I guess I can do better, but sometimes the obsessions I have keep me away from studying for my test. Sometimes it happens that I just go to school, pay attention to class, and I don't study for the test. I just come home, and start reading other books. See, that's an obsession that sometimes can be bad for us. Also, yeah, rejection and the lack of empathy for other thoughts and emotions don't get us very far, and that's kind of sad, And some Aspergers are, not all of us are like very successful people or have a lot of friends. Some of us are homeless. Some of us are sick. That's sad, but many people. I guess that goes in family education as well and society. But many of us don't do well in life or have the same perspective. We are different. So all of us are different. All of us have certain stuff that are different. So yeah, that's one of the bad things about being Asperger. In my case, I'm not the best with girls. A lot of girls really, really, really get disappointed because if they are interested in me and they see me and they realize I'm not neurotypical, they get mad with me or they start looking at me like weirdo, and that hurt. Even I had this relationship. Oh no, it wasn't a relationship. I thought it was a relationship. She actually ended up abusing me, but I thought she was just like me. As an INFP, I tend always to see the best in people. Um, Unfortunately, she just abused me in certain ways. Like, there's a part in the Big Bang Theory where Sheldon say, I thought she was a highly evolved creature like me. But she just fall for her instincts like you. And that's what I am perceiving from her. She was just another girl, very promiscuous, and that kind of that kind of disappoint me. I wish I can find a girl just like me. Well, that's one of the issues. Many of us are lonely. Many of us has girlfriend. I mean, I have had girlfriends in my life. You know, many of people think as that's other stereotype people have that many of us are virgins, but we're not. Some of us have sex like other people. So, you know, we can be good in bed too. We actually we are so detail oriented that we can make the best in that moment. But so yes, um, that's I guess that's one of the bad things of being an aspie. Uh, being mistreated by people. I already say that. But at the end, like nothing in this life is perfect. So everything's contradictory. There's always in nothing. For example, nothing that is completely good is good. You know. That's one something that my grandmother used to tell me. Everything has something bad. A job that seems perfect, for example, can be bad too. For example, being a doctor, you gain a lot of money, you do what you love to do, but you have to stay till 4 in the morning doing emergencies and stuff like that. Sometimes you don't see your family quite well. For example, my dad is a naval engineer, and the good thing about his wood job that was perfect for him. He loved to travel around the world. But what was the bad side of his work? He had to be out house for 3, 4, even 6 months out of the country we were living. So yes, everything is not perfect. Nothing that is completely perfect is good. That's my insight for today. That's a new thought. Next time I think I will talk about different topics. I don't want to be talking about aspergers all the time. I will be talking about religion. I'll be talking about socialism. I will be talking about many topics. In fact, because I am actually original from Venezuela, but I live all my life in Colombia. I have dual citizenship, Colombian and Venezuelan. That's one of the main things I want to talk about, socialism, because Venezuela used to be a very capitalist country, but they end pretty much, uh, pretty much going bankruptcy because they got into socialism. Um, I feel like I know many Aspergers think capitalism is not the best system. The system is like the way how Satan is pressing all of us, you know. I don't know, but this system, this capitalist system, just feed itself from our fears and our traumas and complexes, you know. So I am more of socialist than a capitalist. I believe that everybody we have senses and we have reward systems in our brains that we always want the best and we always are sensation seeking. Well, that's other history I will talk about. But you know, this system is just for people, for extroverted people, you know. I believe that this United States and capitalism is for extroverted people, for high sensation seeking individuals. Uh, so yeah, I will be talking about that in the next couple videos. So thank you for watching me and bye.